It is halftime in Oxford up at the Kentucky Ole Miss game, and you know, watching Kentucky play these games the way they've been playing so far in the year, it really makes you wonder what is it about this Kentucky that has given all these other top teams, in this case, top 10 or better teams, giving them all these problems. A couple of weeks ago, Georgia went to Lexington. Georgia gets the win, but it's a 13-12 win. And here we are today. Kentucky's able to score a touchdown right before halftime. So they're at halftime, but Kentucky's got a 10-7 lead. Uh, Ole Miss's offensive line hasn't done a whole lot to protect their Jackson Dart, their quarterback. He has been scrambling often, um, making some pretty impressive throws, but has had several go incomplete at the same time. Uh, Time of possession has pretty much been the story of this game for the first half. You figure in 30 minutes of game play in the first two quarters, um, Ole Miss has had the ball 8 minutes and 17 seconds. It's like the old saying goes: if your offense doesn't have the ball, you can't score points. If you can't score points, you can't win. Now you would think that with time of possession being so lopsided the way it is, with Kentucky having so much more time of possession than they've had, why is not Kentucky ahead 21 or 28-7? So Kentucky hasn't been able to get a whole lot done. They an early field goal, and it was 7-3 for a long time. I'm pretty sure it was 7-3 at the end of the first quarter. And like I said, right there in the closing minutes of the first half, they're able to score another one. They took a look at it on replay and decided that the guy did come down with the ball. But yeah, just the time of possession has been a killer. Just looking at my notes here, or whatever, and penalties. It seems like every time Kentucky would start to be struggling, or when Ole Miss would start to do something right, Ole Miss would commit a penalty. Again, going back to that last drive that Kentucky had that took them down to the end of the field to score before halftime, they got that off of a pass interference. Kentucky should have Kentucky should have had to settle at least for a field goal try in that one, but a pass interference call gives them another 15, puts them close enough. They end up scoring. Um, Kentucky has sacked Jackson Dart three times. Ole Miss has sacked Vandegrift once. So, but yeah, penalties. Ole Miss has been penalized 8 times for 53 yards. Kentucky just once for 10 yards. So, yeah, like I said, what is it about this Kentucky team? People are having problems with them now. Kentucky's losing these games. Like I said, they lost to the Georgia game. Albeit by one, but I knew this was going to be a game. I didn't necessarily, predict it to be so close in score. I wouldn't have necessarily predicted Kentucky to have a lead at halftime, but the fact that the score is this close and the fact that Kentucky does have a halftime lead makes it all the more interesting for sure. So a great game. The second half's going to be great. I'll try to come on and at least do a game recap. If not, I'll kind of just throw it all together with the rest of the games tomorrow. But I just wanted to come on here and shout out to everybody. Kind of just give a little halftime update for this game. So y'all have a great day. Enjoy the second half. Enjoy the rest of the games that are coming up. Of course, we got the big Alabama Georgia game this evening, and then later this afternoon, I've got the Oklahoma Auburn game. Should be really fun. So y'all have a great weekend. Catch you next time.